All right, guys, Tony here. Just let me know that you can see the screen and that you can hear me so that we can make sure that everybody can see everything that you need to. All right, Michael, thank you. Right. There's not that many people in here right now, so I think we might be better to give it a couple of minutes, just waiting and see if we can get some more people in. This often happens with the webinars. Most people like to watch the replays. All right. So some of the stuff I want to cover today, just basic information about LeadBlasta, and then we will do another webinar on Tuesday, which will be more tutorial based, but I do have a tutorial for you today as well. Okay, so every time we do a webinar, I will try and at least put in one good tutorial that you can take away and implement today, kind of thing. So you get something of value that you probably didn't know about before, hopefully. See if we get any more people coming in, maybe not. All right. There's only one person replied to me so far. That was Michael. If anybody else is here, just let me know that you're here. I can see that there's a few people in, but nobody's really responded. So if you can just let me know that you can hear me, etc. as well, it would be useful. Right, thank you, John. Roderick, okay, thanks. All right, so Alexia, great. Okay, so what are we going to cover? I will talk about the Android apps a little bit. I've had some issues with getting my apps approved. Okay, I've put in one app so far to get approved. First time they didn't like because I used branding from somebody else's products. I think it's because I put the YouTube SEO checklist in there, and I mentioned that we took top tips from people like Brian Dean and Neil Patel, etc. I think that they did not like that. So we resubmitted it again yesterday, and last night we got rejected again. This time they were citing the title and description and short description that we used, and again it was branding. This is because I used the keywords YouTube SEO checklist. So I think I need to go back and do it like YouTube SEO checklist, but I was really hoping I would have an Android app ready that I could show you and have you download on your telephone to play around with and see what it looks like. So looks like we've been delayed a little bit there. The thing with the Android apps, when you are submitting them, it takes 3 days first time. 3 days it takes to get the review done. After that, though, what we've noticed is that rejection, the second rejection we got was within a few hours. So I think they know that they will actually tell you exactly what you need to do. They will tell you exactly what the problem was. And I thought it was okay to use the word YouTube because I see some other apps using the word YouTube. So I thought it was probably just because I mentioned Neil Patel and people like that. But anyway, the good news is that you can get a reply within a few hours or get an answer within a few hours after that first rejection. So we just have to go back today and get that done. There was also some issue as well with the screenshots that we had to submit. Gunpow's looking into that as well so that we can, basically make the screenshots from the LeadBlasta app that will be accepted. So he needs to play around with that. So I probably won't have anything to show you with the Android apps for a few days. Okay, so until that's been approved and until he's figured out about the screenshots, what exactly it is they want. Shouldn't be a big job, but it will be done this week, but I can't show you anything right now. So that's a little bit disappointing. But the good news is there was nothing about the technical stuff. There was absolutely no rejection about technical stuff. There was nothing about having an email opt-in form as people load up the app. And the good thing about this is, and this is really, really powerful, is that when you're sending those push notifications from the from LeadBlasta and it comes into the Android app, it will show up on the telephone like a normal notification. Okay, so we don't even need to use SMS marketing with this. You can just send push notifications. This is really powerful, really, really, really powerful. So you can get your messages open probably about 90% or more every time you send one, which is really, really, really powerful for that particular strategy. Okay, so the way we have done it so far is, I'll show you in a second as well. We have made it an add-on to the existing checklist that you've already got. Okay, so we have made it like an add-on that people can upgrade. Now, if you are a customer before we did the Appsumo, in other words, if you bought before Appsumo, if you're not an Appsumo customer, then I did say I was going to compensate you because we're selling it much cheaper in Appsumo because we were trying to get the volume of sales. Okay, so what I did say is you would get upgraded into the Android. Okay, so if you paid 197 for 10 apps for 1 year, we upgrade you to get the Android version. Okay, if you're coming in from Appsumo and you've got the 10 Chrome extensions and you want to upgrade for the Android, then you need to pay like 197 per year for 10 apps. Okay, but I've got a special deal for you as well, which I will show at the end of this webinar, so you can see you can get $50 discount and you can actually get 10 extra apps as well if you choose the right option. Okay, so we will cover that a little bit later. Okay, the next thing I want to cover as well is we have a new push notification system. Now this push notification system, he built it last night and everything was working, everything was perfect. Even got some screenshots of it here. And then what happened is we discovered that the link wasn't clickable, so we have to go back and change some things. So that should be out later today, but I was hoping it would be ready today. Okay, so if I just show you here, this is what it looks like. This is what it's going to look like when you send a push notification. Now notice that everybody who's using Chrome or who installed your app, okay, or installed your Chrome extension, everybody gets this push notification. Okay, so what we can do now is we can add the image, and you can add a link as well. The link is where we kind of stuck right now, but he will figure it out and we will have that in there today. But you can see it's more or less done. He just needs to figure out one thing, okay, and that will be ready. So we got something far, far more powerful for the push notifications. So even if somebody has given you, for example, a temporary email address just to sign up, we still have them cookied on Chrome, so you can send them the push notifications. Okay, so that's just there's two ways you can reach them. One, inside the app, they will see the little bell notification, or the bottom right hand corner of their Windows desktop, it will appear here. Okay, so that way you can reach them no matter if they give you a temporary email or try to give you a fake email, etc. You can still reach them with the push notification, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that will be ready today. You can see he's almost there. He's almost finished with it. Just that one thing with the link. It could be something simple, like it needs to be HTTPS or something like that. We don't know yet. I need to wait for him, because when I spoke to him this morning, he'd worked overnight, so he was just going to rest for a while and come back and finish it off. But that will be today, so we will have that ability then. Now, after this, we will probably look at how we can use it in other ways for other types of media. For example, we might be able to embed videos. I don't know yet if we can, or we might be able to embed sort of GIFs or GIFs, whatever you call them. Okay, so you got the animated image as well. We will look into those as well, but we need to just get this part done first, and we'll probably come back in a couple of weeks, because we've got some other bits and pieces that are kind of more urgent to come back to first. Then we can come back and have a look at what we can do with this to take it further. Okay, so a lot of good things happening, a lot of exciting stuff happening as well. Okay, and the other thing we've done is the social links. Okay, so let's just go into the app right now so that I can show you what we can do here. And with the social links, what we've done is we've added the ability that you can just put in a channel ID if you want people to subscribe to your channel. And one second, this is slowing down because I've got too many here. Okay, that should make it faster. Right, okay, let's go into apps, let's go to YouTube. All right, social links. Okay, right now this is what you see. And here what you would do is you put in a link, and when that appears on the actual the Chrome extension itself, what happens then is you will see an icon there for Facebook, for LinkedIn, for Reddit, etc., etc. We have just added the Instagram, we've added the Pinterest, and we've added YouTube as well. Okay. Also with Twitter, what we've done is we've put a create share link in here. So what you would do is you would put in the link from your tweet. Okay. So for example, if I come over here, you can see I've got my Twitter status here. I'll just open this up. Now this number here is the tweet ID. Okay, it's got a question mark in some seconds, etc. I don't know quite why. Just make sure this will open up. Yeah, okay. So what would happen here is we can come in and we can put in the tweet ID, and we can click here to create the share link. And that will create a link that when you open it, it's asking people to retweet. See that? Pretty cool. Okay, so that's nicely done. Now we can do something similar with YouTube as well. Okay, so if I go into YouTube and I take my channel ID, which is this one here, just take it from here instead of opening YouTube because it saves me listening to my own voice when it goes in there. Okay, so I'll put in this YouTube channel ID, create the share link. Okay, now when somebody opens this, it's going to take them to subscribe to your channel. Okay, so that's two things that we can do. That's nice, useful little additions that we got in there. Okay, so what we can do is we can click on save the changes, and basically we can publish the API update. Now if I open this, if I've done it right, I haven't used this before, this social links before, because I wanted to put those other bits in first. But I think, yeah, there's a Twitter one there, but the YouTube one isn't showing yet. All right, I need to get them to look in the YouTube, but we will fix it today because something didn't work there. I don't know why. Okay, but the Twitter one is there. If you click on that, there we go. Okay, so this will be the same if you want to use, for example, for Facebook, etc. You want to share a link on Facebook, for example, you will just put the link that you want to share. You don't need to put a Facebook link in here. You just put the link that you want to be shared. So if you want to share like a tweet, you put the link for the tweet in here. If you want to share a YouTube video, you put the link for the YouTube video in here, and that's it. Now you just save it. Then you will start to see these icons appear on the actual app itself down the bottom down here. Okay, so you have them along the bottom there, which is kind of, it's better than just plain links, I think, in my opinion. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's come back up, see what else we got to cover. Okay, video embeds. If you get any questions, by the way, you can ask. Okay. Any comments, you can comment. Everybody goes quiet, and I wonder if I've been cut off or something like that. Right, okay, so next thing, video embeds. Okay, so this is kind of cool. Now I've got to add this into the categories section in here. So if you're in the apps and in the categories section in here, every category you can embed one video or you can put in one image. Okay, so you can use either or for each category. So for example, if I wanted to put in here, I would just put in the YouTube URL, and that's going to appear at the top of the category or that module. Okay, so before they go into all these other parts of your checklist, the video is going to be there at the top, or the image. You can use either or, okay, one or the other. So with this over here, this section over here, we can add the start and end time. How is this useful? Well, if you are doing something like, say for example, a product launch promotion, you've got a JV page video, demo video. Usually they have the introductions and the call to action at the end. You can just trim out the bits that are just the demo, for example. Okay, that's one way you can use it. Another way you can use it is use other people's case studies. Okay, so you can, you can give the credit where credit is due, but you can cut off, the beginning and the end of any video. So if it's something like a case study, you can show just that case study, and you're cutting through all all the noise just to get to the point where you want to show somebody something useful. You can use this in multiple ways, but it's just a very, very, very handy thing to have. So we can put in here for hours, minutes, and seconds and choose what you want to trim or where you want your video to start and where you want it to end. You choose according to the time on the video, okay? Now, also, what we've got in here is the ability to put in your own button text. So before, what we had was like view on YouTube. You can see this one, watch on YouTube. Okay, now you can change the text in here and you can make that link go anywhere at all. Okay, so you just put your button URL and you put your button text, anything that you want in here. This is good as well for services. This is good for affiliate marketing. This is good for anything that you want to send people direct from a video to go and see an offer or something like that. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Long overdue as well. I've been waiting for this to get done for quite some time so that we can get into some strategy stuff, especially for the affiliate marketing stuff with this. But he did get busy with the LeadBlasta stuff, so we had to come back and sort of start over with a whole new bunch of features for LeadBlasta that we've got lined up. And there's quite a few to come as well. There's a lot more to come as well. Right, okay, so let's come back over here. Any questions? Vimeo, I can ask for Vimeo. I knew somebody was going to ask for this. There's always a demand for other videos, especially for the product launch stuff, because a lot of these guys are using Vimeo and not YouTube. But what you will find, if that's what you're thinking to use it for, what you will find is that the people that are doing the affiliate promotions, often they will take those videos from Vimeo and they will put them on YouTube as well. So that's the sort of workaround that you can do, and what you can do is trim the videos if you want to get to that point. Okay, if that's what you were thinking to do, because I've come across that a few times myself recently as well. But yeah, I'll ask. Okay, Michael, will it be possible in the future to drip content to the extension? Drip content, you create these. Okay, let me just come back into here. You create your categories, etc. Okay, what you can do is you can just create a separate app and you can create some categories, and when you're in a category, okay, you have the ability to save that category as a template. Okay, that one category you can save as a template. So you can have a category ready that you can just come in and import anytime. I don't think that we can schedule it with a date and a time and stuff like that, but it's not hard to do. The workaround is not hard to do. We've given you the ability that any of these categories here, you can simply save and import later. So for example, if I want to import a template, import a category, I can come over here and you can see I've got all my categories in here. So what I can do is I can put in here the introduction, how to use this checklist, for example. I can click on save. Okay, now that's been brought in here. I want to move that up. Oh, I've got quite a lot of categories in here, but you can see how this works. So this is the workaround that I would suggest you do. So all you do is you move that up. Then don't forget that you need to save the categories here for that to appear. That will stay pink, bright color to annoy you until you click on save categories. Otherwise, anytime you're moving up and down, it won't save until you click on here. Okay, so that's the workaround for that. I don't want to put that one in there. I just showed you as an example, so I'm going to refresh that page and get rid of it. All right. But you can do that with any category. That's your workaround. So if you want to create a category ahead of time, then you just have to come in later and add your import your category once it's saved. Okay, easy enough to do. Takes a couple of seconds. All right. Any other questions? Undo back button for let me see what you could be meaning. If I'm in here, I mean, you can edit. I don't see where we would need an undo or back button. Tell me for mistakes, like typos and stuff, you would just come in and edit. Just come in here, you would just come in and edit. The only time you cannot do that is the bullet points. Okay, and the bullet points, what you can do is just add it in again and add your bullet point. Okay, this one doesn't have any, this one has. Let's see. So in here, this one's already got bullet points. Now, if I'd have made a mistake in here, all I would do is I would just copy that. Okay, I'll put that text in here. Now we correct the spelling, save it, and then once that's saved, you can come in here and get rid of the other one that had the typo mistake and just click here just to get rid of it. It's just a workaround. I can ask him, but that's a workaround to use. I will ask him if you remind me in the Facebook group, we can ask. Okay, so, but right now you can fix it quite easily, quite quickly. Okay, if you delete a section, oh wow, how do you do that? Okay, I'll ask. I think we can probably do it if it's, you know, within the last click or something, if you notice it right away, but I need to ask, I don't know. Okay. Anyway, let's come back over. So the video embeds, that's good. Push notifications. Oh, the other thing with push notifications as well is now I will put it on the left side here as well, where we got the SMS. We should have the push added there. I'll get them to do that maybe today or tomorrow. But when we're in the manage notifications, now if I go to create a new notification now, you can see here I've got this ability that I can send to all users of all my apps. So for example, I've got like 14,000 users of the YouTube SEO checklist, okay? But if I wanted before yesterday, if I wanted to send to them, I could only send to them from within the app, and I couldn't send to the other users. I've got several others that have got a few hundred, or I think there's one just sort of creeping into the first 1,000 now for that one. It would mean that I would need to go and do individually for all of them, but now we don't need to do that. Now what we can do is we can simply choose here to send to all users of all my apps. So that way you can send to every single user who has installed your app or your Chrome extension. Okay, that's pretty cool. So that's a very, very, very useful thing to do. That means you can reach thousands of people at one time, and it's just much, much simpler now. Now that in combination with the image, it should improve the click-through rates as well. And what he was doing last night, he was actually moving to another system where we do the push notifications from via the API key. And that has basically got a higher delivery. So he'd done some research on that to find the one that had the best delivery. And that's why he was moving over. And that's why the images weren't done up to now, because he had planned to have a look at the various options for those. So we've got a whole new system being built. It's going to look the same. You won't see much difference, but you will see a higher deliverability from those as well. So that's pretty cool. Right. Social links we've covered as well. All right. Tutorial stuff. Any other questions before we get into the tutorial stuff? No. Okay. Here's the kicker for us. In my opinion, okay, this is really, 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 really important, okay? Getting more video views, okay? Getting more video views, why? What's it got to do with Chrome extensions? This is where we can get ready-made traffic, okay? It's the intent of the platform, okay? YouTube, it's the intent of the platform. It's not out of place to be doing how-to videos and things that apply to checklists, okay? It's not out of place for people to be in there with the intent of searching for a solution to a problem that you have solved with your checklist, okay? As opposed to a social network like Facebook, for example, where people are just, you know, browsing or chatting with friends and socializing, etc. You're kind of interrupting them more there, whereas in YouTube, you have that intent that people are actually looking for solutions, okay? There's a lot of people every day, millions and millions and billions of people every day looking for solutions on YouTube, and it is the second largest search engine in the world, okay? So people are there for a reason, often to find that solution, and this is why we need to tap into this. And when we look at the kind of volumes that you can see, the search volumes that you can see for videos, it's absolutely massive, really, really, really massive. You will not find any keyword tool that will tell you anything close to the true search volumes in YouTube, in my opinion, okay? You won't find from Suggest or Keyword Keg or Longtail Pro or Ahrefs or SEMrush or any of those. They will never be able to tell you the true intent, the true traffic potential of YouTube, because there's so many variables there, okay? It can depend on your thumbnail. Is it appealing? Does it capture people's attention? It can depend on the title that you use. Are you going to get a high CTR, sorry, from your call to action on that title, etc. There's nothing can tell. The only thing we can do is have a look at what is there right now and get get that data from what's there right now. So for example, let's just have a quick look in VidCurate, okay? And this is as close as we're ever going to get, in my opinion, to be able to see what really works, because we can go and virus chest block me. We can go and find, hold on a second, on the webinar as well. Okay, VidCurate Alpha Restore. This is why I like Avast. It's really easy and quick to be able to get these things back. We need to get a Komodo certificate, and they keep messing me about because I'm in Thailand and I need to show them the business address and the business electric bill and banks and all that kind of stuff. But here in Thailand, they don't really let you put those things like electric and water into your own name as a tenant. They keep it in the landlord's name. So I've been fighting back and forward with them for a long, long time. Anyway, let's try that again. That's why that happens. That's why we haven't got the certificate. I've paid for it twice as well. Anyway, so what we'll do is have a look. Just somebody give me an idea for a topic. If you give me an idea for a topic, we can have a look at one of your topics and we can go and have a look sort of really deep within just a few seconds and see what we can find, so that you can get ideas on using video for getting traffic to your checklist. Okay, then I'm going to share with you after that 5 different ways that we can increase the YouTube video views. Okay, the YouTube video views, 5 different ways, and not always in YouTube as well. Okay, you want to do it for Builderall? Okay, there's different things we can do with that. Builderall can be like an all-in-one marketing platform that you can type in. You can type in as well for the things it does, like page builders, etc. ClickFunnels alternative, that kind of thing. Kartra alternative, that kind of thing as well. Have they got a good affiliate program, Alexia? What do they pay for commissions on their affiliate program? It's recurring as well, isn't it? I think it's recurring. They pay 100%. What, for the first just one-time payment? Must be. Do you have an option where they will pay you the first month 100% and then they will pay you like 40% as an option? You choose one or the other, 30%. So you have an option, one or the other. It's interesting. You don't? Okay, I'm confused. Okay, if it's, say for example, it's 30% per month, it's good. Or first payment, you get 100%, then afterwards 30%. Okay, all right, okay, I got it. That's the decent program. ClickFunnels, I think, is about 40% as well. And there are people making like tens of thousands of dollars every single month promoting those kind of tools. The problem with those kind of tools is that you will get a lot of competition for them. Okay, so let's just put in here Builderall. Here's what I would do with this. This is the way I would approach this. Okay, I would just come in here, Builderall, Builderall, Builderall. I'll just put these in here so it lets me do the first basic setup. Everything else is automated after this point. Okay, so Builderall. Come into the playlist items, search and add. I'll put in Builderall in here. And for words like review and stuff like that, what we're going to do is we're going to find those out pretty quickly. Just do that again. It's the API sticking. There we go. Right. So if I take in these all 50 and I put it into the work sort of dashboard here, I just imported all of those results into the work dashboard. Let me just do that one more time actually before. Okay, before you import it, what you can do is you can sort it by the views and you can see how many views they've had. Okay, so this one, how I made $47,891, $47,891 with Builderall and free traffic via affiliate marketing. Okay, so he's got 57,000 views. Let's see what else. ClickFunnels versus. So what you got happening here? Case study. Okay, let's just do this. I'm glad you picked this up. Builderall as a topic. This is interesting. Okay, so what we can do here. Oh, wrong place. Just make this bigger. Okay, so what we got here, case study is the first one. Okay, we're looking at angles first. Second one, you got the comparison, ClickFunnels versus. Okay, keep this in mind as we're going through the other stuff I'm going to show you in about 5 or 10 minutes from now. Keep this in mind. It will all become really, really, really clear. What we can do with this is really powerful if you do this little strategy here. Again, as another case study, why I stopped using Builderall. Okay, let's put this one down to objection. Okay, objection. Because it's something you can address that can get clicks, that can get people to purchase from you. How to, I'm gonna put in here /demo. Okay, people like to see demos of tools. A lot of people, when they buy a tool, they just want to see somebody, using it and getting results, etc. The date, notice that one in 2020. So you can put the year. Okay. How to create a sales funnel. Okay, so sales funnels. And this one, scam. I don't like those kind of scam ones. I just don't. I don't think that's a good way to go. Some people do that just to be able to do some kind of bait and switch, etc. Or they just try to get you in and tell you, well, it's actually not a scam. It's kind of, I don't like that approach. Okay. So the how-tos, you've got enough here. This is what I would do. Okay, so what I would do at that point is I would go through and make a list, first of all, of the angles. Okay, so you got your angles first. And then what we can do, just bring this down. Let's make sure this isn't going to disappear on me. Okay, and then what you can do is go and find the modifiers. Okay, the modifiers are what I'm talking about. Okay, you see things like today, make money, put in here time as well. Okay, so we've got make money, we've got the year. What is review, etc. So what I would do is I'll go through and find these modifiers. Okay, what we can do is with any of the tools, if you've got any tools, any of my desktop tools, chances are you've got a tool called Longtail Alpha in there. Okay, this is where we can use Longtail Alpha really, really, really effectively. So what we can do then is we can go and find, I don't think I got it in here, have I? No. Okay, so I need to put it in, I need to get another tool that has it. I'll use LeadBlasta, since this is one of the most updated versions of that. And what we can do then is we can start to make all those keywords that we think that people might be searching for. Okay, so we can use these different angles. And that gives us opportunity to think of different videos that we can do. And this takes me back to the Paul Murphy example. The guy from, what's it called again? Passive Income Ladder YouTube channel. He's a top affiliate for Kartra, by the way. Okay, it does work what he's doing, just people don't do it because they don't know how to do it or they're too lazy to do it. Okay, but what he's doing is creating those video series. Okay, and he puts the links into his YouTube description. You can do that with some of the tools that we've got as well. We've got a tool that actually does exactly that. It's called Vid Series Optimizer. okay? Now, this gives you the videos that you can do. You can see from the videos here that are ranking, it's not guesswork. You're not thinking anything that is guesswork here. What you're doing here is you've been able to see the different angles that people are using. The good thing is you don't even need to have your own case study. You can reference other people's case studies. You can say, for example, 5 real case studies for Builderall affiliates. Okay, and you can just basically do what I do with the YouTube SEO checklist, where I go and take information from other people, I compile it into one place. Now, if you got that combined with the checklist on LeadBlasta, that you know that will rank very, very quickly, very, very easily for a whole bunch of different keywords, and you are putting these angles in there, you're setting yourself up to be an affiliate with them. Okay, you're really setting yourself up to be an affiliate with them. And I showed some example in the Facebook group, I think it was yesterday or day before, where there's a product for $997 about to launch. Okay, and I'm sitting there number 1 for a whole bunch of keywords because we started early, because of the power of the Chrome store. And that just means that if you can survive the tsunami of affiliates traffic that's going to start coming in, and the competition that's going to start coming in as that launch gets closer and closer and closer, then that means that you can rely on that strategy with just 1 or 2 tweaks. And the 1 or 2 tweaks is really going to be about what do I do with the traffic? How do I convert the traffic better? If you can get to that point, and it's all about how do you convert the traffic rather than how do I get rankings, then life becomes a whole different ballgame for affiliate marketing, okay, or for anything, whether it's services, products, whatever you're doing. If you can get that traffic, it's all about what you do with the traffic, and then it's just testing, A/B testing and stuff like that. Okay, let's see if we go LeadBlasta. Let's move this to the other screen for a second. All right, so into the long tail, keywords builder as we call it in here. Create a new project, I'll call this Builderall. Now the thing about Builderall, what is it? It's an all-in-one marketing platform. It covers multiple different things. Okay, so we need to take that into account as well. Because say for example, I wanted to use this, and I've tried this before, I know for a fact that if you wanted to try and do some ads, for example, like some low-cost PPC, like 5-cent clicks, etc., you're going to find that you're not going to get much traffic because there's so much competition for this. Okay, what you need to do is find the angles. You need to discover the angles so that you can take it further. And by doing that, you're able to sort of create a larger inventory of keywords that you're targeting when everybody else is targeting the same ones. So everybody else is going to be targeting things like funnel builders. So they'll be targeting things like ClickFunnels, and they'll be targeting things like Cardfire, and they'll be targeting things like funnel builders, page builders, all those kind of generic kind of keywords. And they're looking for the angles here. The angles might not always be found there. Okay, the angles you can always find if you actually just take that time and go through those YouTube videos. You can see where the angles are. It's already there. It's already showing here. It tells you what the angles are, and you can see how it's working for other people. Okay, you can see the demand, etc. as well. So that gives you a better idea. And the other way to do it as well. If I just hold on a second. So if anybody's not seen this before, this is a keyword builder tool that basically you can do 3 different sort of modifiers sections or 3 parts of any keyword to get a buyer intent keyword. This is something I created back in 2011, I think, for a mass page building plugin that I used to do in the sort of black hat spammy days that I used to do. What we kind of discovered back then was, like, to get a buyer intent keyword, often you're going to find a front end modifier. You're going to have your main keyword, so generic keywords in the middle, and then you're going to have that end modifier as well. So for example, if it's local, you might have 24-hour dentist in London, okay? Or you might have emergency dentist in London, or you might have emergency dentist in Kensington, London, that kind of thing. So basically what we were doing is we were building with these 3 separate modules in a keyword phrase, okay? That way we always came out with buyer intent keywords, always came out with buyer intent keywords, okay? So You don't need to use all three. In this situation, what we got here is that if you click on these, you can see every single time it makes sense. It's grammatical sense, but we always have buyer intent keywords, okay? If you put the right kind of keywords in here, that's why we created this for. Okay, so for what we're doing here is we're looking for ways that we can promote Builder off. So what we want to do is we want to have a look at the keywords. Okay, we want to have a look at the modifiers within those keywords and see how we can use them. And then we need to apply some logic, some common sense, and think, okay, what other angles are people going to be using? Okay, because if you don't want to spend like 78 cents a click or $1 per click, which is what I was paying actually for, was it growth pages, growth funnels? Growth funnels. I was paying 78 cents a click for growth funnels, and not everybody was taking up that offer. Okay, you would have people sign up, but they wouldn't actually go and purchase that offer. Okay, so the better way to do it is looking at this from the SEO angle instead of paying like 78 cents or $1 per click. We can do this with the SEO angle, okay? And the way that we can do this is by building up our keywords, constructing our keywords like this, okay? And we can take it further. Then when you have your keywords constructed, we need to go and get traffic to the videos, okay? So how do we do that? We'll copy that in a minute. I'll cover that in a second. Let's see if we get any questions. Just pull this out of the way. Is a scam? Paul Murphy is a scam? Keyword Keg is, everybody's asking me about Keyword Keg. It's the second time. Keyword Keg is not my tool. Why did you think that we're going to add Keyword Keg? Let's see if they've even got an API. If they've got an API, then we can have a look at it, but it's not my tool to be able to add. It's somebody else's tool. It's the people who had that Chrome extension, Keywords Everywhere. That's the people behind Keyword Keg. And for Keyword Keg, they charge $40 per month, but I don't think they have got an API. Why are people saying that? I'm just curious. I might have said I will try and add some APIs, but the Keyword Keg is not my tool. I can't add that. It's not my tool. API we can add if they've got APIs. We can maybe do it with some other tools. Other tools being things like Moz or SEMrush, or I don't even know if Longtail Pro has got that kind of thing. But Keyword Keg is not mine. There's not mine to add. I don't have the codes for it or anything like that. It's not my tool. Maybe API. If we can get API documentation, we can do this one here, like Keyword Toolio. It's got API documentation. That's something we could use. What I did say is we can add the Bing keyword tool into the LeadBlasta, and that's on the list of to-do stuff for Gunpowder to do for LeadBlasta, to be able to add that in for anybody who's got any of the Bing tools. So there's 2 Bing tools in LeadBlasta, then you'll be able to use that at no extra cost, and that just gives you groups of keywords that you can use. So the good thing about those kind of tools is they will group the keywords according to what they think is best for their ads, okay? So that way, if you got something, let me just show you another suggested a way to explain this better. Still got my caps lock on. So if I put in here, do a search, for example, just off the top of my head, keyword research came into my head. I wonder why. Okay, now when we come in here, once we've done a search in here, and we come into the keyword ideas, you will see, if we get into these suggestions here, that they're very, 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 very closely related, okay? Keywords research, SEO, keyword research tool, the word keyword research in every single one, but you will find these in groups. So things like the Bing tool and Google keyword tool as well, they will put them in groups, like for Amazon, or they will put them in groups for services, etc., etc. That's what the Bing tool is good for being able to do that, so that you can create those really tight ad groups when you're doing those kind of promotions. That way you're covering a whole bunch of different keywords by being able to do that. And so what you can do then is, let's see if we can find an example up here. you can do something like this where you've got a broad match modifier where you're using these modifiers in here, and you got your product name or your product type. This is what I was trying to get to. Okay, so this is all product names in here. Okay, so you can see I've got builder all and ClickFunnels, etc. What you don't see in here is a product type. Okay, this is what I was trying to get to. So what is it? So we can cover stuff like funnel builders, and we can cover stuff like page builders, and try and think about those kind of things. Okay, and try and take it away from the main branded names if the branded names are expensive. Okay, the branded names, what we would do then is we would target them in two different ways. We target them with SEO, okay, and we can target them with video views once you have got the video made, okay, and we can target them in the third way, and that's with the YouTube ads as well. And you do it with the YouTube ads via placements, YouTube placements. You go and find the other people who have got videos for this, and you can even narrow it down to the ones that have just got the highest views, like over 10,000 views, for example, or 5,000 views or whatever, and target those. And it's going to be a lot cheaper. That's where you can get your 5 cents per click, video views, etc. That's how you can do this. So anyway, let's come back into the ways that we can get video views. Oh, the scam video guy was a pupil of Paul Murphy, the guy that was in the scam video there. Oh, okay. I don't know. It's working for him. It's working for Paul. I know that it's working for Paul because I know he's Carter's top affiliate. He did some promotion for what they called again. I forget. There's another sort of company. Actually, there's a bunch of guys. They do a lot of promotions and JVZoo, etc. Forgot the name. He did for them as well. He became their top affiliate, like really, like very, very quickly. He's using the same strategy again and again and again. The thing about Paul is he gets the work done. He does the videos. He will put those videos all within that YouTube description. Okay, that gets him ranking for whatever reason behind it. It gets him ranking in Google within 48 hours. Okay, so he's got the Google traffic, he's got the YouTube traffic. Here's the thing though, not all of the YouTube traffic comes from the YouTube search results. Okay, a lot of the YouTube traffic will come in his situation from people actually clicking on the links in the description. But not only that, he can get found on the suggested videos as well. That's where it really does sort of multiply in the suggested videos. Okay, so what we can do with that, there's things that we can do to make that happen. There's things that we can do within a campaign to make that happen. So say, for example, like say you did videos where you've got all those angles covered. I think there was 5 or 6 different angles there, okay? And then from each of those different angles, you did what I just did with the VidCurate Alpha. You went through each of those keywords where you have got each of those angles, and you picked the modifiers for them, and those were going to be the keywords that you use to optimize your video with. Okay, so that's going to be the tags. You're going to sprinkle those throughout your description, etc., etc. Okay, so you've got that optimization happening. Okay, now here's the thing: when you have got that campaign running and you've got maybe 5, 6, 10 videos, what you can do is you can go into the YouTube analytics and you can find from those which one is performing best. Okay, once you understand which one is performing best, which one is getting the highest retention, which one is getting the highest click-through rates, etc., etc. Once you got that kind of data, then what you can do is take that one, you can make that the feature video on your channel, and you can also make sure that that video is the one that you use always on your end captions. Why? Because it's going to be the one that's most likely to keep the retention, to keep the positive user behavior signals. Okay, that way you're going to get more sort of authority on your YouTube channel. Okay, YouTube rewards you higher, more because of the retention rate, because of your watch time, because of retention time, and because of the interactivity within your channel. Okay, so if you're using that one video that you have discovered from your campaign, And this is what I think Paul must be doing. He must be doing something else apart from just the description stuff. He's probably taking it further that he's not telling people about, I'm guessing, but this is what I would imagine it is, okay? It's when you're using the top video in the campaign, okay? And you are really focusing on that video as being the forefront of that campaign, okay? So it's going to be always the one on the end caption. It's going to be the featured video in your YouTube channel while that promotion is really going, okay? And that way, you're able to increase your views, and it's not guesswork so much because you've already determined that that particular video is the video that's already being most, it's getting most views and most interaction. That's what we can do there. That's one of the tips I had in here. It's actually second tip. The first tip is the Quora answers. Now, I did mention before many times to go and get Questions Pro. Okay, I'm actually going to take this one. I use it quite a lot now. So Questions Pro, you can get a 2-week trial. And if you're new and you come in from Appsumo to LeadBlasta, if you see your autoresponder messages, I think the second one is where I sent out the details for this. So Questions Pro, what you can do is you can try it for free and you get 2 weeks free trial. Okay, now the 2 weeks free trial is really awesome because you can add 10 keywords in here. It takes literally like 5 or 10 minutes maximum. Okay, and when you have added your questions, etc. in there, you create a project, you add your questions, it's going to go and find and suggest Quora questions and Quora pages that you can use to go and do your marketing on. Okay, it will tell you how many discovered questions for each of these keywords. So you can see here, this one, ClickBank affiliate marketing, it's got 99 discovered questions. And you can see here how many views each questions, how many people following these questions, okay, and the position on Google for that particular page with the questions, okay. And you can just click through and you can go and answer them very quickly, very easily. There's a lot of traffic to be had here if you're using your video, okay. If you embed your video on there, there's massive traffic can be had in here. The thing about Quora is that you won't find huge amounts of social shares there, but there's a massive community there. There is absolutely a massive community. There's a lot of people use this. There's a lot of traffic comes in because it's often, you know, ranking really highly on Google. So you will find, even if you search on YouTube like Quora case study, for example, you will find people using this strategy, exactly this strategy, to embed videos in Quora, and it makes their video views skyrocket really quickly. Okay, so this is a quick and easy way to do it. So you've got some multiple advantages here because you're targeting where people are looking for a solution to a problem, and you're doing it in a place where it's going to get you a lot of views, which is going to give you people coming from Quora into YouTube. And because of the way YouTube algorithm works, it's going to like your channel a lot more because you're bringing people in from other platforms into YouTube where it's got its advertising. This is what they, you know, this is how they monetize from advertising, etc. So that's an easy way to do that, and it's not hard to do. This is just such a good tool. It's free for 2 weeks. Even after the 2 weeks, your results are still here. Okay, if you want to take it monthly, which I suggest you should do if you can, it costs just like $29 per month, and you can go and change these questions at any time that you want and find new questions, etc. I think you've got a maximum of 10 that you can use for that $29 a month. But you know, I'm telling you, that this is not without an affiliate link. This is a fantastic tool. I could not have done this better myself if I wanted to build it myself. Really good tool. Okay. So that's one way that you can increase your traffic. So this is where you can tap into, Alexia, for your builder up. Go and find the questions that people are asking. So if you ask 10 questions in here, if you're using keywords like builder lead pages, or what's the other one that's like builder all, that's all in one? I think Kartra is all in one. I'm not sure Convertri is. I don't know that much about Convertri. I'm guessing it's something more like ClickFunnels. And there's a difference because they are really focused on the funnel stuff rather than the sort of all-in-one email marketing and all that other stuff that's involved with Builderall. So I think Kartra does it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but what you want to do is you want to start to search for those, and those are the places where you want to embed your video. You're just going to have to weave your answer into whatever the question is, or do a new video, which will get people coming into your channel. Webinar Jam, is that, how is it similar? How is that similar? It's a webinar tool. It's built around the webinars. I got into Webinar Jam when it first came out a long time ago, a few years ago. Oh, okay. All right. There's an answer for a long time ago. Okay, fine. All right. So yeah, that's two ways. So the core answers, okay, and the end captions. Find the campaign, the top video in the campaign, use it, okay, during that promotion, during that campaign, which usually if you're running for those evergreen products, you're going to be running at probably about 4 or 6 weeks, I would imagine, if you're doing it properly, okay? Here's why. If you're looking for something to promote that you want to make money with, that you want to really make money with, what you want to do is find those kind of evergreen products like the Builder, like a Webinar Jam, Groove Pages, what else is there? There's the ClickFunnels. Because they're recurring, and you can do this with the autoresponder services as well, because it's recurring. When it's recurring for those kind of things, people don't tend to leave them because they've got their assets built in with those particular platforms. So for example, I had Aweber for years and years and years. I hated it. At first, when I got it, it was recommended to me because I was a complete newbie, and I thought, okay, this is what everybody's using, okay? And then as I started to understand what I was doing, I started to build my email list. By the time you get to 10,000, 20,000 emails in your email list, you're starting to look at this and think, well, my open rates are not that good. They haven't updated this thing in years and years, and I don't want to be here, but it's hard to move. Okay, it's really, really hard to move because all your assets are tied in there. You're scared that your open rates won't be the same. You're scared that you won't be able to get the same amount of interactivity, etc. once you start to do your campaigns, and you don't know quite what to do. It's the same with these other things like ClickFunnels. You're building assets with their pages, with those funnels. It's hard to move them. It means you have to rebuild it all again. Those kind of things is where you want to focus on as an affiliate, if you want to do it like affiliate marketing, so that you can start to compound with those sales every single month. So that's why you need probably about 6 weeks at least, I would say, in a proper campaign. Now, to do 6 weeks in a proper campaign, you want to be able to get your you want to be using video marketing, in my opinion, okay, so that you can build your email list. And also your video marketing works well with the LeadBlasta checklist, because we know that LeadBlasta checklist can be able to build your email list without needing the funnels, but we can get the traffic from YouTube over there. It's not hard to do. All you need to do, you can go onto fiverr.com, you can get someone just to create a sort of end of video clip for you that's 15, 20 seconds that says, like, if you want to get more details, you want to get the checklist for this particular strategy, click on the link in the description. You can make even a generic one, and it gets people picking their interest at that particular point. So you're putting that call to action there, and you're telling them to do that, or you can tell them to watch the next video. If your next video, if the end of your video says watch the next video, and you know that your next video is the video that's getting the most interactivity, then you know that you're sending them to, first of all, increase the watch time on your YouTube video, which is a ranking factor. And secondly, you're sending them to the video that everybody else is sort of rated the highest, because you can see from the data, you can see from the analytics. Okay, just make sure that video has got proper calls to action on it. Okay, all your videos really have to, but always redirect them to the checklist. Always redirect them to the checklist. So what you want to do for that, for the builder role, is think about how you can put it into a checklist. Okay, what can we put in there? What are people asking? Okay, so if you can find the questions around it, then you'll be able to do it a lot easier. So I would suggest, again, it's got questions. You're always going to find the questions in here. Okay, and you can find what people are asking for. You can even filter in here as well. So the search volume is not less than 10, for example. And because search volume in here is less, it might be like 20 or 40, it doesn't mean that's the same in YouTube. It's two different platforms. This is from Google, okay? But what happens in YouTube is completely different for the volumes. You will see that time and time and time again. Okay, so just so you can use it like an indication, but it gives you good information. You can see the exact questions that people are actually asking, that I've got some traffic coming into it. It's not a perfect solution, but it's okay. Anyway, yeah, so that's two things that you can do. The other thing is the penny click YouTube ads. Why would we do this? Okay, there's two reasons why we would do this. First of all, because you're making it worldwide, it means that you're going to be attracting people who are interested in a particular topic that you're advertising on. So when you're doing these YouTube search ads or discovery ads, as they're known, they're not the ads that play at the beginning of the video. Okay, the ads that actually sit on the search page that people have to click on. So first of all, you're showing the ads to people who you have already decided as targeted, whether that's going to be because they have searched for keywords, or you can do it the other way, which is the YouTube placement. Either way, that you've already determined that's the targeting that you want. Now, the second thing for pre-qualification is if they click on that ad, okay, they have to choose to click on the ad, okay, otherwise you don't get charged. You don't, it's just an impression at that point until they actually click on it. So when they click on the ad, they're pre-qualified the second time because they're already in your target area from a keyword or from the video they're watching, and then they see your ad, then they're clicking on the ad because they can see your headline, what your ad is about, okay? Or your ad copy, they can see what your ad is about, or your thumbnail might, just appeal to them, etc. So they come for it and they start to watch. What happens then is you're going to have a sort of warmer audience, if you like, even if a cold audience, you've already pre-qualified them 2 times, and because of that, you should increase your watch time and get a reasonably good retention time. If your video is reasonably good anyway, you will get reasonably good retention time, which is going to get you rankings, okay? That is the YouTube algorithm for getting rankings. The YouTube algorithm is about the watch time. It is about the retention time. It is about keeping people on the YouTube platform, okay? If that is happening, and this is how we can make it happen, by going worldwide. Now, the second thing about worldwide is you've increased your inventory so much by going worldwide that your costs come down. Where everybody else is competing for USA or Canada or UK or wherever, you've gone worldwide, so you can get, all you're making sure is that people are interested and you pre-qualified them 2 times. It doesn't matter where they're coming from, okay? You're not selling them anything at this point. What you're doing is you're using it strategically so that you can increase the watch time, gives your channel more power, and it's increasing the watch time, retention time that will get your rankings. That's the whole purpose of doing it. If you want to take it further, then you would just run some different audiences later with a different campaign, create a different ad group, for example, for that, but use it initially to get your rankings, so that when everybody else is paying for the dollar per click for the click funnels, plus their sort of buyer keywords like click funnels pricing, for example, when everybody else is paying like $1 per click, you've gone around about a different way, okay? You've just approached it in a different way that you can get ranking for your video by not doing the PPC, $1 per click, okay? You've just found a way around it that you're able to do, okay? So the easiest way to do this for that kind of approach is going to be the YouTube placement, okay? And that's why the tool in LeadBlasta is very, very good. Or it's in the VidSpy as well. It's got the same tool, YouTube Placement Finder, because you can find like thousands of videos, thousands that you can advertise on. We got big enough inventory. And the way that we're able to do that is because we can basically search in bulk, okay? So those other tools that do this kind of stuff, tools like Vero, forget the other one from, what's his name, Justin had one as well, forgot the name. They're using one keyword at a time, okay? So somebody's typing in lose weight fast on that tool, somebody's typing in another tool, lose weight fast, and all that kind of stuff. They're coming up with the same 200 or 300 video URLs every single time. And so they're all competing for the same video URLs, the same placements. So the price goes up because the bidding goes up. That's how it works, isn't it? So if you've got thousands and thousands of URLs that's been identified with monetization enabled, you've got a much larger inventory. Therefore, you can get those like 2 cents clicks is what I've been paying when I've done the YouTube placement, 2 cents clicks. Just make sure when you're using that, you use the remove duplicates tool within here. and you will see the real number. Sometimes 6,000 will come down to 2,000, but it's still better than 200 or 300. It's 10 times better. Okay, that's how you can get the price down, and you can get the cost per click down. That way you can really take advantage. So that penny click, from my experience, becomes 2 cents when you use YouTube placements, but it's really targeted. I mean, seriously targeted. Even when you look at the list of videos that's pulled back, you will see they're still very, very targeted, but you need to be really targeted to begin with the keywords you put in there, okay? So even though you can do it with 200, you've got to make sure it's 200 targeted keywords. Otherwise, it can go broad very, very quickly, okay? Just be careful with that. So if you want to do it for like Builderall, you would be typing in keywords like Builderall. You'd be typing in keywords like ClickFunnels. You'd be typing in keywords like Convertry. And when you're pulling back the answers from those particular searches that you can do with this long tail alpha, then you're going to have really targeted. Okay, so just be careful how you do that first initial step. Okay, next thing is the forums. Okay, embedding the forums. This is something we started to do with that service that we started last week, the contents in service. Basically, I've been talking to this boy for a long, long time, months, and I wanted to get some kind of syndication system that did the stuff that I wanted to get done that I just didn't have time to do. Okay, so for example, I want to be on the Quora answers. I want somebody checking that for me. I want to be in the forums because there's ready-made traffic there, targeted traffic in both places. Okay, I want to be able to get some fast ranking sort of blog post done like medium.com. Okay, you cannot find those kind of things in IFTTT. Now, I started the IFTTT automation stuff for our tools was way back in 2013. I think the first ones we did. I understand the IFTTT better than most people at that time, and I understand it very, very well now. I've gone completely away from the IFTTT stuff for probably at least 2 years, maybe more, because it never sat well with me that it was really spammy kind of links. By the time you get a link that goes from YouTube to Blogger to Tumblr to Reddit or whatever, those links, they just start to look very, very spammy by the time you've gone through that, okay? Also, what never made sense to me was that we would always have every single time, you know, post done in exactly the same format every single time. There was nothing any different about it. I wanted something manual as well. So I've been talking to this boy and saying to him, look, I'm interested in this service, but I want to have like 20 sites, and it needs to be a combination of getting traffic. It needs to be a combination of fast ranking sort of content, and it has to be done manually. It needs to be done manually. I don't want this automated because it starts to look not so good once you start to automate it into different platforms. Some platforms need a different approach. Okay, so this is what we did with that content send, and this is one of the big things that I've been talking to him about for quite a long time is about the forums. The forums are huge, okay? If you want to do stuff, even for the builder or even in a very, very, very competitive niche, if you're using the forums and you've got your forum signature, you know, taking people to a checklist, okay, where they can get more information, the most common questions for ClickFunnels or builder or whatever that might be, whatever it is you want to promote, then you can find the questions that people are asking, you can put that into your checklist and you can make it work, okay? And that way you don't need any complicated funnels, everything is built in there for you, but also you can be embedding your videos there, okay? Your video can be a promotion for your checklist. It's gonna get more views, a lot more views. You watch your views increase quite significantly if you're getting traffic into that particular thread. And there's a lot of people will look at threads that don't comment, so don't look at how many comments on a thread. You can see the views and people actually gone in there. A lot of people will click through into YouTube. Okay, that's an easy way for you. These are easy wins, these kind of things. Okay, like the Quora answers and the forum embeds. Very, 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 very easy wins. Now, the last one here is the SERP curation. Okay, now I've used this quite effectively. I kind of did a local campaign. I knew this would work and I knew it would be kind of gimmicky. Okay, but it's real. Where I did car insurance, compare car insurance for all 50 states in America. And what we did was we used a tool in here called SERP Curate. Okay, this tool called SERP Curate. Basically, you put your keywords in here, and it's going to go and find the top ranked videos for those keywords, and it's going to create a playlist for every single one of them. So you can choose here how many playlists, etc. You can choose which channels you want to put in. You can put in multiple channels, and then you can got some optimization options here. So what happened is that we had 50 page one for compare car insurance in Idaho, compare car insurance in Kansas, compare car insurance in Florida, Texas, New York, etc. All of them got rankings, page one rankings, because of the way this is set up, okay? But it doesn't have to be done like that. That's kind of a spammy way to do it. It's a gimmicky way to do it. I did it deliberately so that I would capture people's attention, so that I would make them draw their attention to my new software, okay? So basically, the way to do this is like what we're doing here. It's more manual, okay? But here's where it gets very, very good. Not only can you choose the videos that have got the most views or the highest rankings, you can also choose the ones that's got the most views as well. This is a good way as well for optimizing for the suggested video, because if you're putting your video at the top here and you're always next to these videos, you're aligning yourself with those videos that Google or YouTube believes is the most relevant for that particular search term. So if you're always there next to it from multiple channels, then you start to send those signals. Okay, what it comes down to at that point is, are people watching your video? Are people clicking through on your video? Are they staying on your video? Are they watching any other videos afterwards? That kind of thing. It's just an extra help, like a stepping stone that you can use, but it's a very, very, very effective one for two reasons: because of the relevancy that you're building in, and secondly, because of the ability for these playlists to get rankings themselves within YouTube. Okay, I haven't seen them ranking so much in Google anymore. The playlist, they used to a few years ago, but now you can get rankings in YouTube. And in YouTube, when you get rankings, you will see the thumbnail there. Whereas when you see rankings in Google, they still do rank, but not so much. And you will find them in the Google video sort of search. Okay, so you've got like images and video, etc. Those tabs, you will find the rank within that, but you won't see the thumbnail in there for some reason for the playlist. So this is a good way that you can actually get traffic, but building relevancy is really important thing that you're doing here, in my opinion. Okay, so that's 5 different ways that you can increase your video views. Again, it's related to LeadBlasta, because if you're using that promotional video for LeadBlasta, or if you're doing any campaigns that you have built a checklist around in LeadBlasta, you can use LeadBlasta to take people for more information from, instead of having a bridge page, a lot of those top affiliates, they use bridge pages. So they take people from YouTube to a bridge page for the sole reason of getting them to give them an email address. And some of those bridge pages are quite shitty, to be honest. Excuse my language, but they are really awful. They're like just like headline and give me your email and that's it. Now they might think that converts really well. I don't know. Okay, I do know that checklists are like tools. I know that checklists have got a higher perceived value. Okay, and I know that when people go into Google Chrome, that if they're going to give me that email address, I can connect with them multiple ways. Okay, we can connect with them via email, we can connect with them via push notifications, we can connect with them via SMS marketing, or if you're using the Android upgrade, then you can do it from push notifications, free, absolutely free, into the telephone, in the hand, wherever they are. Okay, this is really huge. Okay, that kind of thing. That's why YouTube is really, really related. That's why we need to look at ways that we can increase the YouTube video views, not just from the SEO angles, but other ways that we can do it as well. So things like forums, Quora, using your end captions. These are not necessarily SEO things, although they could be classified as SEO, but they're not really always. Okay, even the SEP curation is all about the relevancy. It is SEO, but not in the same way. We're not thinking about just the rankings, we're thinking about the relevancy that we're building in here. Okay, and then with the YouTube search ads, well, it's search marketing, isn't it? So that's 5 ways that I recommend that you do that. Now, something came up the other day, a couple of days ago, where we were talking about, I think we were talking about services. Somebody asked about services just for putting the Chrome extensions on the Chrome store. Now that itself is too easy. We can't sell that as a service. It's just too easy. All you have to do is you create your developer account. You pay $5 one time. For that $5, you can add up to 20 different Chrome extensions. You can ask for more, by the way, you can request more from them, from the Chrome store. I haven't done it, I just created a new account for the sake of $5, and instead of waiting for responses and stuff like that. But what you can do then is, you just upload your zip file that you get from LeadBlasta. It doesn't take long, and you have to fill in some forms, and we've got videos and examples of what to fill in, etc. What could be a better sort of service though would be something in combination. So you've got things like this happening, okay, the content syndication, the traffic elements, the increased video view stuff, and also where you have got the on-page optimization for that Chrome store page. Okay, so we know that we can get rankings if we optimize nicely within the Chrome store. It's not even hard. It's like 1999 SEO, for goodness sake. You just have to put the keywords in and then you start to rank for them. It's crazy easy to rank. So those kind of things I was thinking to put together as a service. So what I will do later is I will put in to the Facebook group a poll or something just to see what interest it is. There's no point for us to do it unless there's reasonable interest to get it done. I have got the guy that can do the job for us, okay, and he can get some other people as well if he gets too busy, but I don't want to stretch him to the point where he gets to that point that I need to ask him. I need him to sort of see for himself, this is good, I'm making more money doing it this way. I'm going to get more people, I'm going to train more people. I need it to be his idea so that he will go ahead and do that instead of feeling that I'm pushing him into it, because then we've got a better service once he gets to that point, because it's his idea. He wants to make the business better for him, so he will make it happen better. Okay, so what we will do is we'll put a poll in there. If anybody's interested in that kind of thing, then let us know. The only thing I can't tell you right now is how much it will cost, because I need to talk to him, how long it's going to take him. But for the content syndication stuff, right now you can get that for $12. It's only got one Quora answer and one forum post, but we can expand on that later as well once we've kind of found out what his capacity is. We need to stretch him and see what his capacity is. Now, we had a few orders, but only 2 people submitted, or one person submitted twice, as far as I know, the order, and he's done those 2 like within a few hours each. Other people have ordered, but they haven't submitted the details yet, so we haven't found the sort of capacity. We haven't stretched him yet. So if you want to get a hold of that service, it's only $12 right now. It will at some point go up to about $27. We'll have extra services by then though. So if you want to grab it now while you can. Okay. So the services, what I had in mind was this, like content syndication, some YouTube video views from ads, the on-page SEO as a combo, all in one. Okay, that's what I was thinking to do for that, so that we can take it further. But you would only do this if it's a very, very serious sort of project that you wanted to get done, okay? Because each one of these, I mean, if the content's in becomes $27, and then the YouTube ads is $97, for example, to get like 5,000 or 10,000 views or whatever it might be, I don't know yet. And then the on-page SEO, it builds up, okay? So this would be a service for those kind of projects that you really want to take further, okay? Or you can do them yourself. I've shown you how to do them. It's not hard to do. Okay, you've even got checklists for the YouTube ads. Okay, there's a checklist for that. It takes you step by step. Chrome extension checklist, it takes you step by step. All right, finally. Okay, so anybody who's not in the Facebook group, okay, I'll give you the link to this document here, this slide here. Anybody who's not in the Facebook group, you can join us from here. It's a good idea to join in there because I've got not just myself in there, but I've got other people who are admins, they're watching the group as well. I've just kept it open. I hate Facebook, absolutely hate Facebook, but I just keep it open. I don't really wander around Facebook. It's just there, so if somebody's commenting and it's in the group, then I can respond quicker. But otherwise, I'm never in there. And the other thing here is for the Android update. Okay, so if you want to get the Android update, okay, there's a couple of options for you here. And I've made it more interesting because we're given a discount on it. Now, this is not a proper sales page. I did this like half an hour before we came in the webinar, because I said to a couple of people yesterday I would put an offer and I hadn't got it ready yet. So I just put this together very, very quickly. Okay, so you can see what these checklists are going to look like within the Android store, etc. Okay, so when you come down here, you can see what the offer is. Now, if you use this coupon code, that's going to be there until we actually officially release it, okay? When we officially release it, that will be gone at Android 50. Right now, you can get $50 off either of these packages, okay? So this is for 10 Android apps. This is for 20 Android apps. But if you take the 20 Android apps, this option here, okay, this option here, I'm going to give you an extra 10 apps, okay? You will get an extra 10 apps. So that will give you a total of 30. Okay, so if you buy 20, I'm giving you 30. And plus you get $50 off, okay? So if you want to get that, you can. Okay, so I'll give you the link for this. And again, it's not a proper sales page. It will look a lot nicer, but as it's a sort of pre-launch kind of thing, if you want to jump in, you can jump in and just grab it if you want to. Yeah, Roderick, yeah, there will be a replay. Yeah, it's a lot to take in, especially the increasing the video view stuff. But if we're doing these webinars, we might as well chuck in a tutorial while we're here because it's more useful for people rather than just hear about updates and stuff. If we can do that, then it becomes a little bit more valuable. Here's the link for that sales page if you want it. There's already a discount on that one, John, for the VidSpy. I sent out an email last night. There's already a discount on it. Let me see if I can find the link. We put a discount on actually on the page. VidSpy is good. That's another way you can increase video views, but you know, I'm not into the stuff that some other people are. People who originally did that strategy, I got that software when it first came out and it drove me nuts. It absolutely drove me nuts because you would have so many of those results come back that the videos were, or the domains were not available. So I said to my coder, like, build this for me so that we can see if there's, you know, those domains are available. And when we did that, I wanted to put in the SEO metrics. For me, what's really important about those is that we can use the SEO metrics. And one of the things that came out with the VidSpy that I did not expect was to be able to find those social profiles as well. And those can be really, really, really powerful at times. In fact, Tanya is building a whole list of them. We will start to offer some of these that we find for sale. So we will set them up like Twitter accounts with backlinks or stuff like that, where you can just put in your own URL that you want to send up link just through to. So it's like an SEO kind of strategy. But for me, it's definitely an SEO strategy. It's not so much a traffic strategy. I have not experienced anything that tells me that these broken links within the YouTube descriptions for videos that are 5 or 10 years old are driving a lot of traffic to the links. It might just be me. Maybe I've just not noticed it, but I haven't. For me, it's an SEO strategy. You can purchase those expired domains. You can redirect those expired domains to anywhere. You can redirect them to your Chrome Store page, for example. Okay. And it's the backlinks that's happening then. Okay, that's why we used the Moz stuff in here. Okay, so the Moz stuff was so that we can find the page authority and stuff like that, and the domain authority and expired domains. That's how I would use that. Okay, let's see. VidSpy. Okay, let me just find quickly here. Go to Zach's and I'll find the page. Any other questions, let me know. Yeah, we will do affiliate. Once we're done with the Appsumo promotion. By the way, if you purchase on Appsumo, would you please give us a review? We're not getting many sales in there. I'm actually down quite significantly right now. I don't think it's long term that we're down, but what happens with them is that they put you on, they make your offer live. You're not on that first page. Okay, you have to get 5 reviews of 4-star or more to get on that first page. Okay, we don't have any reviews yet. We sold about, I think, 22 copies so far, and nobody has, they haven't sent any traffic to it. okay? So we're down because we compensated everybody, where we could have made, you know, probably 5 figures or more from just doing the Android updates. So I need to get reviews. So anybody who purchased from Appsumo, I would really appreciate it if you can give us a review of 4 stars or something in there. You know, we've got fantastic tools, there's good training comes with it, all this kind of stuff that we cover today. This is not sort of exclusive for today's webinar. It's the kind of thing that we do often for these kind of things. And they're interesting as well. The strategies, the tutorials, they're interesting as well, even if they can be repetitive at times, because I drummed through what I think everybody should be doing, but I feel that they might not be doing so. You know, there's a lot of value in it. It's not just, you know, for $55, all that kind of stuff. What you just learned today was probably worth $55 just from the YouTube stuff. If we can get 5 reviews, what they will do is they will put us on the first page. If we can get 10 reviews, they will put us on the Facebook page, okay, or Facebook group. And if we get 25 reviews, they'll put us on an email. So that's where we need to get to, and I haven't got any reviews right now, so I'm feeling a little bit frustrated. So if anybody who purchased from Appsumo would be kind enough to give us a review, I would really, really, really appreciate it. Okay, let's see, bits by. Let me find where the sales page was. Oh, I know, definitely should put it in the Google Doc for me. I'll get it in a second, just bear with us. John will get it for you. Okay, so here's the link for that. That's in the questions. Put it in the chat. That's the first page of the first offer in VidSpy. What you'll notice, if you take this offer here, you can get for $10 off, okay? This offer here, that's a Guru bundle, 2 computers as compared to 1 computer. It's only $89. And then the second one is for the upgrade. Now the upgrade will only work if you got a previous license, because of the way he's done the keys or the way I've asked him to do the keys. So even if he's not done it yet, it will be done. I had it up, so just bear with me. And this basically gives you extra websites that it scrapes. Now the important thing here is that you're getting broken links from 4 really high traffic sites. So you've got Pinterest, Reddit, and Vimeo and Wikipedia. I think we can probably at some point try to add Quora in there as well. Something I would like to add. So that one's here as well. Again, you've got some discounts down the bottom. You see this here. Get 10% off if you buy in the next 37 hours. I think it was 48 hours. We had set the timer to, you get $10 off each package in there. Okay. There's some people with similar kind of tools that charge you monthly for that. And you don't need any more the YouTube API for this particular tool because it's scraping. And we found a way to scrape without the YouTube API. It doesn't mean that other tools that we've got don't use the API. It's just this one is a scraper. Okay, so we found a workaround that we don't need the YouTube API, so we're not limited that way. But you do have some limitations with the Moz API, okay? Because recently Moz, they reduced the quota, but you can put in multiple Moz keys, okay? So when they did that, we added the ability that you could put in, you know, as many Moz keys as you like. So if you got multiple Moz keys, you should be okay. Okay. When you're using for Wikipedia campaigns, what you want to do is run just Wikipedia itself. Okay, don't run too many different platforms all at one time, because Wikipedia's got so many internal links on every single page. They're all going to get crawled. Okay, so what you want to do is just run that campaign itself. Maybe do it overnight, so that you know, you can get the results. It will take a while to do the Wikipedia campaigns. You don't need too many keywords as well, okay, for Wikipedia. It just goes deep, deep, deep. All right. Yeah, so Alexia, affiliate link for LeadBlasta. Once we've finished with the Appsumo promotion, then we will put it out. What I'll probably do is do a launch at $55 for those 10 Chrome apps on something like JVZoo, for example. And then we will lead them into the recurring with the Android, and hopefully we will have the iOS. I don't know how long the iOS will take yet. Thanks, Roderick, if you leave a review. Okay, to name your checklist, how to figure out, okay, so you've got 45 characters, okay, 45 characters. It's not easy because you've got very, very little. Easy way to do it is go and have a look at Google Ads. Have a look at what people are using for the headlines in Google Ads, and see what's really popular there. Get your keyword in first. So for example, my best performing Chrome extension is the YouTube SEO checklist, and that's the first part of the title, okay? I optimize it like I optimize for YouTube. So you put in your keyword right at the beginning. If you can fit in the rest within the bracket, you will increase your open rate, your click-through rate, okay? For some reason, it just works. If you're doing something like a list style, that you can say like 17 ways to increase, to get more YouTube views, for example, then use the numbers as well. That's proven to sort of increase the click-through rate as well, using numbers, using brackets, using question marks. And then for your first part of your description, if you use what's called the ROT formula, ROT formula, okay, probably you've seen me do this before, but let me just, I'll show you quickly in here how we can use this. It's really easy. You don't even need all three of these. 1 second. So we got R and we got O, we got T, ROT. So the results, yeah, could be something like get multiple page one rankings. This is for the description, by the way. That's why I'm making this longer, okay? This is not for the title, but this is what you can use to begin your description so that you capture people's attention. So they will see your headline first, or the name of your app first, or your Chrome extension. And then the first thing you're going to see is the video, if it's embedded, and your images. And then they will see this first paragraph, okay? So the objection could be something like, 1 second. Okay, so you could have something like that, even if you know nothing about SEO. You could actually stop there. But if you put a time in, it helps. Time can be in 7 days, within 4 hours, within 2 hours, etc. So that's the ROD formula. So you would have that first paragraph saying something like get page one, multiple page one rankings, even if you know nothing but SEO within 7 days. Okay, that makes sense. Now the thing about this is you can move this around. You can move the time and the objection around. So you could have like get multiple page one rankings within 7 days, even if you know nothing about SEO. Sometimes it makes more sense like that. But if you stick to that kind of formula, then you're going to be okay. That just grabs the people's attention. You can also do this in your videos as well. When you're speaking your videos, when you first introduce your videos, your video intro part, and also within the description of your video as well. It's a good method. It's really basic. It's very, very well known sort of copywriting sort of template to use, but it works. It just plain works. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. I like this one very, very much. Alexia, well, you've already got the Android. Okay, the only thing that you could upgrade is to get extra apps. If you want extra apps, then let us know in the Facebook group, and I'll figure out something for you. Okay, if you want to get extra apps, but you've already got the Android. I've already upgraded you to the Android. So whereas people coming in now, they're paying $55 for the Chrome apps, and then they would have to upgrade. So you're actually getting the 55 off, because I didn't want you to feel like you got ripped off or anything like that when you saw the $55 offer. But we had to do it because we haven't got that many customers yet. It might be I just haven't marketed it very well. It might be that the recession that we're in right now just made it harder for people to purchase. It might be, people just don't appreciate what we got here because it's such a powerful tool that I can't understand why more people are not buying it. So when the Appsumo opportunity came up, I had to jump on it. I didn't have a choice. But then the first thing we had to do was figure out, okay, well, what are we going to offer as a compensation? So you get that upgrade for the Android. That will be an extra license that we will give to you when we make it live. Okay, so all the existing customers that were there before, then we'll send out an extra license gift for you so you can upgrade. And how it works is, I'm just going to find an app in here. I can show you how it works. There's 2 or 3 steps. We will put it in a screenshot, Google Doc or something like that. So we can come into an app. You would click here to enable. This is an affiliate marketing case study I'm running right now. This is a $997 product. And when I looked, I think yesterday, the last time I looked to page 1, number 1 for multiple keywords. Anyway, this is where it can get really, really, really good as well, because we can get more traffic even from Android. So you would click on enable, click on the yes. So it's successfully enabled. Now you will see this tab appears here. Okay. Now you need to fill in some details like the app name, etc. And you're going to click on here to get the Android sign-in keys. When you click on that, you create a new Android key. You need to fill in some details again. Okay. That gives you the key that is needed for the Android, for the apps, the Play Store on Android. Okay. And then once you've done that, you can export. First of all, you send the Android build request. It's usually within 2 minutes. Okay. The reason we put this in here for send the Android build request instead of just giving you a zip file like we do with the Chrome extensions is because we have to build it with that key information that you put in there. Okay. So if there's a queue, say for example, when Appsumo takes off and we've got like 1,000 customers, then we need to put it in the queue system, otherwise the server is going to crash. So what you're going to do here is you're going to click on send Android build request. Come back a little bit later, about 5-10 minutes later, and you will find in Android builds history here your app builds, and you can download the one that says signed. Okay, that way you've got it ready to upload into the Play Store. But we need to do tutorials on the Play Store stuff, and I can't get the tutorials done until I've got approved. I'm probably going to find someone that has a little bit of experience with that so that we can get more information, because we're not sure why our screenshots have not been accepted. I can understand from me using branded keywords and stuff like that. That's not hard to understand and it's not hard to get around. But for some reason, it's just not accepting the screenshots that we had sent in for. And they were correct screenshots as well for like 7-inch screens and 10-inch screens and stuff like that. So we need to figure out what that was. Then I can do the training, then we can release it. I can't release it until we got that point done. So until then, that's why we got that discount for people who want to purchase. Okay, so if you wanted any kind of upgrade, that would be for more apps, that's all you would need. Okay. Okay, I think that's all I need to cover right now. If you get any other questions, now would be the time to ask. So Roderick, just use your main keyword first, okay, with your title. Use your main keyword first. Think about it like optimizing YouTube videos. Get that title in straight away. Just tell people what it is. We don't have a lot of characters to play around with that we can put in. We can weave in some kind of really good call to action or curiosity kind of thing. It's better just to say what it is, like the YouTube SEO checklist one. I did put in brackets there like SEO ranking tool, so that people think, oh, that's a tool, that's a software. They are tools because they're interactive, so you can use that kind of approach as well. And I put that in brackets. So far, I think we got 14,250 something users so far. And that's all within about 4 or 5 month period. But that's not 14,500 individual people. Some people, they install in multiple computers, right? So I've got it like on 4 different computers, for example. So that would be like that one person. It's just that one person, even though it would show us 4 users, because I've got it on 4 computers, it's still one person. Okay, so when you see that in your autoresponder, you might see that you've got like 7,000 people, for example, and it says 14,000 users. That's what could be happening. The other thing could be happening is that they're giving a temporary email address, and your autoresponder recognizes that, and it just isolates it straight away, just doesn't include it. That's what happens, I think, with SendFox and with BirdSend as well. They're quite good for that as well. They kind of isolate those straight away because it affects your open rate, and it affects them for the IP reputations, etc. as well. So they're very, very on the ball with that kind of stuff. It's not working. Which one? This one worked. Yeah, I just clicked on that one, just worked here. And let me see this one here. That one worked. That one worked. Maybe just refresh your page, John, see if it might just be a cookie issue, but all the buttons here are working. They go through to the cart page, the exit cart page. Maybe just refresh your page, Control F5 or something like that. Yeah, I forgot to do that. Bullet points. All right, so I think that's us. If you need any, if you got any more comments, need any help, just post it in the Facebook group. I've got it open on the computer next to me, so I can see any questions coming in. It's probably, I'll just keep it like that for as long as I can, for as long as I can stick Facebook. All right, any other questions before we finish? All right. Okay, thanks guys. I'll put the replay up within a few hours. I'll just wait for it to render with the GoToWebinar, and we can put it into the YouTube channel and put it into the thank you page. Thanks.